Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup routine for you. This is a very subtle look if you're not going anywhere crazy important. It's fairly simple and it still looks really nice, I think. It's my favorite look to do. I do it, like I said, almost every day. So if you're interested in something like that, then please keep watching. So I went ahead and did my brows already. Typically I use my Anastasia Brow Wiz in shade Taupe, but I ran out of that yesterday, so today I used my Urban Decay Brow Tamer. So first I am going to prime my face. This is the Nivea Mens Post Shave Balm, and I heard about this through a lot of people, whether it was YouTube or friends that told me that it works great as a face primer. It's so cheap. I think this is like $5 or $6. You can get it at any drugstore, Walmart, anywhere pretty much, and it does a great job. Not to mention it smells amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to my entire face. Now that that's done, I'm going to pick up my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the formula Matte and Poreless. This is $2.20. It's a little bit darker than my skin tone, but for some reason I can't get away from that. Using a foundation that's lighter or that matches my neck seems to make me look ashy and kind of washed out. Uh-oh. Where's my beauty blender? So to apply that, I'm going to use my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. And they work just as well as a beauty blender, but you have to use them damp. I know a lot of packages say that you can use them dry or damp, but personally, applying them dry just makes the sponge smear around your makeup and soak up a lot of your foundation. So to apply this, I put a small bit on the back of my hand, like a quarter size amount, and I am just going to put that on my blender and put it all over my face and dab it in. Like, I am using quite a bit of force on my skin right now, getting underneath my eyes, down my chin. The good thing about the Maybelline Fit Me foundation is that it is only like $7 or $8 and you get a ton of product. There is over a whole ounce in this, and that's a lot. So I'm just going to take the rest of what's on the back of my hand and I'm going to kind of scrape that with my beauty blender. Sorry, Miracle Sponge. And I'm going to tap that on my neck and drag. I'm going to connect my chin, my jawline, and my neck.
This is going to make you not look like two completely different colors. That's like the biggest fear when doing your makeup, is having your face be incredibly orange and your neck be pasty white. Everybody knows that it's not natural, even though everyone knows it's not natural anyways.
I am going to go in with some concealer under my eyes and to highlight the high points of my face. This is, again, the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in shade 15 Fair. So I'm going to apply it. You don't need a ton. I see a lot of people packing on the concealer in a lot of videos, and you really just need, like, I guess that kind of looks like a lot, but you don't need to do like ginormous triangles. You just need right on to brighten your under eyes. I like to do an X on the chin, 2 dots right here. My boyfriend likes to say that this looks like a turkey foot. So I'm just going to blend this out with the tip of my sponge, carrying it onto my eyelid. And you want to make sure when blending out your concealer that you are not just going one direction over and over again, because that will actually carry the product and take it from the outside to the inner corner or away from your inner corner and pack it on the outside. So you want to make sure that you're going back and forth with that. I'm blending it out again over the lid and down by the side of the nose. Then I'm going to do my chin and here. And the center of the forehead. Okay, it looks like I'm pretty well blended out. So for my eyes, I am going to prime my eyes with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. This was only a couple dollars, and honestly, it's my first eyeshadow primer. Usually I just use concealer and that gives me a pretty good base, but I've been finding that with the primer, my eyeshadow has been staying on a lot longer. So I'm going to just rub that in my fingers and apply it on the lid.
It will dry, and I know it looks a little white right now, but the more you run it in and smear it around, it will look nice. Come on this eye as well. And it does completely clear, so it's not something that if you kind of get it underneath your eye, it's not something that you need to be too worried about. It won't last. So make sure you get it done here.
Typically, I would set my under eyes, but since I forgot my powder, I just dip my wet Beauty Blender Miracle Sponge into the powder and dab it under my eyes to kind of set that concealer and not let it crease. This beauty right here is my go-to everyday palette. I got this a couple months ago and I have, seriously, I don't think I've went one day without using it. This is the Morphe 350 palette. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that like I pretty much tagged this palette in everything just because I seriously use it all the time. So the first shade I dip into is this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up with my, this is a Best Scope brush. It's from Amazon. These brushes are really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip that into there, tap off the excess, and I'm going to put that into my crease. You want to make sure that you blend as much as possible. Like, you can never over blend. So you're going to put this right in the crease. The crease is not the top by your eyebrow and not your lid. It's right where it shuts. And you can be a bit messy. It doesn't have to go directly in there. Like, I'm not being super neat, but I'm making sure that it's blended really nicely. Now that I put that color in both of my creases, I'm going to use the same brush, just make sure that there's not a lot of color left on it. I'm going to pick up this color right here. This is the one I used before in my crease, and this one's just a little bit darker, but it's still a warm brown. So I'm going to take the tip of this brush, and this is a tapered brush, so I just got it right on the tip there, and I'm going to pop it into my V right here, just to darken my outer corner a little bit. Move a little bit closer so you guys can see. Blending it down by the lash line and up to the crease. It's like a perfect V in the corner of your eye. So as you can see, that gives my eye some dimension so it doesn't look so flat in one color. So I went ahead and did the same thing to my other eye. I'm going to take this color right here, which is a little bit cooler, but it's just that slight bit darker. It's right on the edge. And I'm going to put that right down by my lash line and kind of blend it up into the V. Now I am going to take this color right here and I am going to put that right on the inner corner just so that you're not looking at my bare lid, and something kind of to blend it out towards the other shades. So now that that's done, I'm going to pick up that second brown that I used and just go over my entire outer V and crease with it. When your brush doesn't have a lot of product on it, you can take it and blend it outward towards the brow bone just a little bit so it doesn't look so harsh. To finish it off, I'm going to take this shade right here. It's a very, very bright white, but I'm going to use it to highlight my brow bone. So I'm going to stick that right underneath the brow right there. I did forget my lash curler and my lash glue today, so I cannot curl my lashes nor put on falsies. So I'm going to be using my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This was sent in a package. It was a free sample and I have not stopped using it, and I'm running out and need to purchase more. Now that my top lashes are done, I'm going to go back into my Morphe palette and I'm going to pick up a small pencil brush. I believe this was also in my Amazon kit that I got. Again, that is the brand Best Scopes, and it's definitely worth it if you go to Amazon. I think it's one of the Amazon brands, I'm not too sure. But I'm just going to dip that into this tone right here and tap off the excess. I'm going to put that right on my lower lash line, right under my eye, just to smoke it out a tiny bit. Just to give it some color so it's not so flat under there. It kind of helps to open up the eye. Now I'm going to pick up this brush. This was sent in a BoxyCharm last month. I also will be doing a video on the BoxyCharm for March minus shipping. It should be here Tuesday, so definitely expect that video. So I'm just going to use this, and this is like the only thing I've used this brush for so far. And I'm just going to like blend out my under eye a little bit. I'm going to take this brush again and dip it into a darker brown. I'm going to take this one and pop that just on the outer corner of the under eye. You want to make sure that all of your dark colors stay on the outside of your eye. If you put them on the inner corner, it's going to look really hooded, really dark, and not open your eyes at all. It's going to make them look very small. I do like to do an inner corner highlight with this look just to give it a little bit of pop since it's a lot of matte colors. So for that, with this palette, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And I'm going to use my finger and just dab that right here. So after smoking out my bottom lash line, I am going to go in with my Clinique High Impact Mascara. This is also a sample. If you purchase a certain amount of Clinique products, they send you a bag full of samples, and I just love that about them because you get to try their new products and see what they have going on. I definitely feel that Clinique is overlooked. They're great products for if you have sensitive skin and whatnot. So I just put a little bit of that on my lower lashes to open my eyes a little bit more. Next, I am going to go in with my Tarte Double Duty Beauty Palette. This is a palette that I purchased around Valentine's Day. It's a contour and a highlight. I'm going to take my e.l.f. pointed powder brush and I'm just going to dip that into the contour. And I'm just going to darken right underneath my cheekbone there. Not too much. This has a tendency to look patchy on me if I use too much, so I have to keep it pretty light. I'm also going to do right up here just to contour my forehead a tiny bit. I'm going to make sure that all of the contour powder is off of this brush and that nothing is coming off when I'm swiping it on my forearm or something. So I'm going to dip into the highlight on this palette. I love this highlight. It's such a light sheen and it doesn't have a lot of big chunks of glitter. So I'm just going to apply that right up here. And on the tip of the nose, just to give it a little dimension. And of course, gotta highlight the Cupid's bow. A lot. So finally, for my lips, I'm going to use my Colourpop Ultra Matte Lipstick in shade Sunday. This is from their Moment of Weakness bundle, and it's totally worth it. You get 7 liquid lipsticks for $35, and that's just phenomenal because they are $6 a piece. So I'm going to take this and just This is a really nice pinky nude. It is very wearable, even though it is a little bit more pink than nude. It gives you some color and works really great with neutral eyes. Sometimes I like to put a gloss on top of that. And today I am going to put my Tartiest glossy lip paint on top of it just to give it some little bit of moisture so it's not so dry, because the Colourpop matte lipsticks can be really drying on your lips. So now that that's applied, I'm going to go ahead and spray my MAC Fix Plus. So now that that's dry, I can go ahead and spray my Urban Decay All Nighter spray. That will help my makeup last all day long. This will not come off until I take it off at the end of the day. So I highly recommend this product. I was using the e.l.f. setting spray and then I splurged and bought this for myself, and I do not think I will ever go back. So it's definitely worth it to spend the money on a good setting spray if it's going to make your makeup last long. So this is the finished product. Thanks guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this look. If there's any specific look that you want me to try or do for you guys, I would be more than happy to do that. This is just a very simple everyday makeup look. It usually takes me only like 15 minutes, and that's not a lot, believe it or not. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I will link everything down below that I used, as well as my social medias. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!